So, in 3 months, this bike right here is going to be presented to over 30,000 people at one of the biggest automotive events in the region. There are going to be famous cars, rare motorcycles and legendary custom builds from all over the France and the Europe meeting together there. And yeah, I will be there with this project. That's kind of crazy. I'm kind of nervous also because yeah, I'm just a little YouTuber with almost like 250 subscribers. So yeah, that's something pretty big for me. So to be able to impress the people back there, we will need to make this bike right here go from just a little custom project to a clean show bike. And that's what we are going to do in this video. So in today's video, we will need to do a lot of things. We will need to make a custom seat, like how I designed it. We will need to fix this front hood because right now I can see it's just like flying away. And also this glove box right here, I can see, will need to be like installed so it's holding. And yeah, a lot of details. I can see right here is missing a part. I will need to install a gas tank. So we are going to make the final details onto this bike. So if it's not clean now, it won't be clean at the car show. Oh yeah, and also something else. If I'm getting 1000 subscribers before this event, it's like in 3 months, I'm going to take you with me on the entire journey and show you the reaction from all the peoples. There are going to be one video left on this bike. The video where I'm going to paint the scooter and then like completely reassemble it. And after this video, it's going to be the big reveal for my next project. And it's not going to be a scooter and not a motorcycle. It's going to be something way bigger. You might want to consider subscribing because it will be worth it. So the first step will be to clean up the fuel tank right here. I can see that's our fuel tank. And we will install this onto the bike before we can like make the seat and things like that. But there's a little issue. Right now, the rear body right there going to be taken off from the top. The fuel hose will need to be like plugged off every time I want to take off this rear body. And that's pretty annoying. So I found a solution, and that's this part right here. It's supposed to be like a little plug that's pretty easy to plug in and plug off. It's going to be way easier to remove it and put it back on. That's nice. But now the first step, before I can start in this part, it's going to be to clean up the gas tank. It's not rusted, but there's a lot of dirt inside. And like installing it like this, it's pretty dumb. It's just going to like block the entire fuel system. And that's really something we don't want. So I'm gonna clean this up inside. And for this, I'm gonna use something pretty special. I'm gonna just take this right here, this degreaser like, put it inside a lot, and then just put like some little rocks inside and shake it until like the entire dust and dirt it's glued off from this gas tank. I never done this, so let's try this and hope it's working because I didn't bought any products, and yeah, I hope that will be enough. To clean up the gas tank now, I will just like put inside not some rocks, I made the mistake, I'll put inside some nuts. So now the first step will be to put on the fuel cap right here. The thread is like pretty rusted, so I'm gonna clean this up. I think I'm gonna put some WD-40 on it and see how it's doing. It's way better now. Now I'll need to close this side. So how could I do this? Yeah, I'm gonna put this inside and just like then close it with a screw like this. So let's try this out. Oh, I'm gonna put the nuts right there inside with the degreaser. All right. Oh. It removed a lot, but there's still something inside I can see. It's even a bit of rust in the side right there. So that's kind of bad. Didn't work that bad. There's actually a lot of dirt that came out. But yeah, how you saw, there's still a lot of rust inside. That's pretty bad. It can like detach and like go into the carburetor and then the engine. And that's pretty bad. We'll need to like clean up this rust and remove it from the inside. So yeah, now I'm gonna get the rust remover. So I brought this product right here to remove the rust inside the gas tank. I will need to put it on with some water and then like wait 3 hours so it's like removing the rust. So I hope that's working because yeah, for the moment I have no other ideas how to remove the rust. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright, now let's leave it like this for like, yeah, 3 hours. Alright, so now waiting onto the gas tank to be like finished, we are going to move on to the rear body. And we are going to install this part right here. So right now I can see we have like directly access to the engine that's back there. And that's pretty bad because if I'm like driving the bike, there will be some rocks that will be like pushed onto this engine. And yeah, that's something we don't want. So I'm going to protect the engine with this part right here. So yeah, now let's install this part and hope it's fitting because yeah, we like completely changed the rear body. So you're probably asking why the top head is not on the engine. There's something that happened with the spark plug. And yeah, I will need to fix this. It's not going to be in the long videos, it's going to be on the TikTok and the short. So yeah, you should check that out if you want to follow this like little project. Alright, so now with the rear body. So it's going to be installed like that. But yeah, I can see right now it's not fitting. Because yeah, we have this like new parts that we made in the last videos. So yeah, we'll need to make this part fit inside there. Probably weld it on. I think the actual first step on what we'll need to do is like remove this edge right there. I can see I keep this little edge. We'll remove this first and yeah, then we will see how I can make this part fit inside there. It will be better if we are like taking off the light. Now that's protected. So I was thinking about if I will put on the rear protection or not, because yeah, I mean, it's not looking that good. It's actually looking pretty ugly. That's kind of annoying. If I'm putting on the part, like when you're looking back into the bike, like you will not see the engine. And that's not so clean. You will just see like this ugly parts. And I think that's not looking pretty clean. And even this bike is not going to drive a lot. So I mean, I think I will take the risk that there will be some little rocks and dust going onto the engine. Because yeah, it's looking way better if we are like not putting on this part right here. So yeah, I'ma just don't put it on, just forgot about this part, and yeah. Alright, so now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to remove all these ugly weldings that you can see right there, right here a bit, and yeah. There are a lot of like ugly weldings that will need to be removed. So let's do this real quick, and yeah, let's see you right back when I'm finished with that. I can see I removed the most of the weldings. There are still like spots right there where I can see the weldings. But the problem is if I'm like grinding away these weldings until we see like nothing, it will make a little hole into the body. And yeah, I don't want to do this. I already make some little holes. Right there, I can see. Also right there, I couldn't like access the spot. Pretty ugly, but like really. The next step to make this rear body look clean, we'll need to cut off this like metal pieces right there and right there also. Because yeah, right now they are looking pretty ugly. So I'll probably cut them off into this shape right here. I'm gonna follow this little like shape right there also. So I'm gonna do this and hope it will not bend the body, but I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with the result. It's looking really clean. Like, I mean, oh man, that's so clean. I can see the line is like following on both sides exactly at the same. And yeah, it's really looking clean. It's really a clean cut that I did on both sides. And yeah, the result is just clean. Alright, so yeah, I put on a part on the workbench and now we are going to weld the little holes for the screws right there. Because yeah, we don't want them no more. We are also going to fix some little things. There are a lot of spots all over the body that we are going to fix. Like right here also, I can see there's a little hole. Now there's a little problem. I don't have no more battery in my welding helmet. So I'm gonna need to get some and then we will be able to weld this. Alright, I finally got the batteries. Alright, and now it's working perfectly. Now I'm gonna weld all the little like screw holes and show you the result. So let's do that. It's been now like 4 hours that I'm working on this rear body. I'm like completely full of this like metal dust, but it's finally finished. So let's show you the final like clean result before we are going to move on to the gas tank that's waiting for like 6 hours. Alright, so yeah, let's move on to the gas tank. So we will remove first the liquid that's inside. It's been there for like 6 hours and they are saying like 3 hours maximum. So I hope that didn't damage anything and yeah. Oh, I hope it's clean. Ugh. So. Oh. It's already looking good. Let's see. So I don't know if you can see it right, but yeah, there's still a bit inside, but I think it's all right because yeah, it's just like, it's not dirt. It's just like a bit of a rust deposit, but it don't seem that bad. So let's put in the water. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the gas tank like this the entire night and see you back tomorrow to see if it's dried or not. Alright, so we are 1 day later and yeah. Oh guys, it's actually clean. Oh wait, I'm gonna show you. So yeah, I just saw the tank is actually clean inside. So that's really great news because yeah, I thought I wouldn't be able to clean it. But yeah, anyways, now the fuel tank is clean. Let's put some gas inside and see if the fuel is actually clean. Oh, I hope it's clear. I hope it's clear. There's a little clearance difference, but I think it's not that bad because yeah, it's still kind of dirty inside. I think that's the closest we can get from the clear fuel. It's good enough, I will say. Now the gas tank is theoretically ready to be installed on the rear body, but the only problem now is that I cannot connect directly some like fuel hose to the engine. I'll need a little part right here. So that's my fuel petcock for this like gas tank. I can see it's going on right there. And yeah, this part will need to be cleaned and restored. So we are going to do this. But there will also be another part. So that's going to be this part right here. It's going to go on right there. And like, yeah, it's going to be open or close the fuel tap. And that's part going to be seen right there. It's going to be right here. So yeah, now let's restore all these parts and make them work perfectly to install the fuel tank. We are almost done now. Now let's just clean up this glass inside and that part from the outside. It's going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to take it like this and do this on the inside. Yo, it's actually crazy the before and after from this part. So now let's reinstall this fuel tape on the gas tank and see if everything is sealing correctly. Yeah, because if it's not sealing correctly, the fuel will just go everywhere and that's not what we want. I'll put in some fuel. Alright. It's going. Okay. I think it's actually alright because yeah, I mean, there is a bit of a leak. It's not perfect, but I mean, I can see it's not like floating out. I actually think we can leave it like this. Alright, so now that the gas tank is finished, we want to move on to the rear body and install it on it. Before installing the fuel tank, that's going to be on this right here, on this place right here, we'll need to do some last things. And this last things will be, we'll need to make this kind of part here straight, because right here it's alright, but on the other side, actually going in like this. So we need to bend this back straight. So we'll need to fix the bend right here and also the one right there. I can see there's a little bend. It's going in like this. And yeah, we are going to try to fix this and I hope we will be able because it's in a pretty sketchy place. So yeah, now we will first need to do all of this before installing the fuel tank back on the rear body. So yeah, let's do that. I can see I managed to make it perfectly aligned on both sides. So that's great. We actually made it to fix this part. And also the bend right there, I cannot see it anymore. That's perfectly fixed. I also made it to get this part right here straight. I can see now it's pretty much straight. So that's great. Now we are almost to the part where we can install the fuel tank. But there's one thing still missing, and that's a little part that's going to be right there. So on the other rear body that I have, like this little part right there. And that's supposed to hold this spring right here. Alright, so let's take off the part from the other body to put it on this one without damaging it. Alright, so you can see now I have the part that I need. So before welding it on to the part right there, we'll need to clean it because yeah, right now it's pretty rusted and I'm not going to weld it like this. So I'm going to just like sandblast this part. Let's do that real quick and see you right back when I'm finished with that. So yeah, you can see now the part is sandblasted and pretty clean. Now I can finally weld it on. So the first step to weld it on, I will cut off the square right there. So let's do that real quick and then weld on the part. So I'm gonna grind the weldings away and see you right back when I'm finished with that. Alright, so yeah, now that the weldings are removed, we can finally install this part right here. So it's just going on right there. And then there's going to be this part right there onto here. Close it or open it. So let's install this part real quick and then move on to the gas tank, finally. And now the part is actually holding. It's still coming up a bit right there, but the spring will be here from the seat and that will just like push down the part. So it's alright. Before moving on to the gas tank, I'm gonna just put back on the rear lights real quick. Alright. Alright, so to be able to install the fuel tank onto the rear body, we'll need to put on these parts right here. They are meant to hold the fuel tank onto the rear body. So I'm gonna first like sandblast them so they are clean and then we are going to install them. So let's do that real quick. So now that this is clean right here, we can finally install the gas tank. So let's do that. To install the gas tank, we'll need first, the gas tank. Will probably be put on right here. Yes, like that. This little like rubbers that's going to protect the gas tank. I'm going to clean it up real quick and then see you right back. Okay, so here's going to be a rubber part. Yeah, that one. It's probably going to go right here. Yes. Alright, it's way better now. Okay. First step done. Now, this is going to go right here and the other one right there. Alright, so to install this, we will need to put this one right there inside. So let's do that. So. So hold. Alright. Alright. I think it's done. Great. Let's turn it around. Oh, yeah, that's heavy now. Oh, yes. That's pretty heavy now. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we are finally done with the gas tank, so that's great. So now we are finally going to move on to the custom seat. So what I did for this, I bought all of this right here. Right here we got some foam to make the seat, the base of the seat. So right here we got some glue to glue the leather, that's right here, that I'm going to put on. So yeah, I never done a seat, that's going to be my first time and yeah, I hope it will be clean. So let's do that. So the plans for the seat is pretty easy. I'm going to cut this off right there, just to have like this base and I'm going to make a pretty easy seat onto this base. So yeah, that was my idea. So let's do that and hope it will look clean onto this bike. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take this part right here, the base of the seat, and I'm going to put it onto the rear body. So yeah, let's do that real quick. The seat base wasn't aligned with the body, so I needed to align it correctly that I can make really a clean seat. To hold this part right there, there needs to be a screw right there, and that's that one. And I can see the thread right here is like completely destroyed. So yeah, now I'm gonna try to fix this thread, because if I don't have this screw, I don't know how I'm going to install the seat. So let's first try to fix the screw. So I decided to remake the thread on my own. So let's do that, because yeah, I couldn't find any tool. Oh yes, finally. I made it, guys. So I'm gonna clean up this part real quick and then install the seat onto the bike to see where we are going to cut. I'm gonna put this on and then there's going to be this part. So it's going on right here, it's coming out right there. Oh, it's going to be a bit hard to make the screw fit, let's see. So yeah, now let's start with cutting this off right there. Okay. So I was just thinking about if I will do like the base of the seat out of wood or not. And yeah, I decided I'm going to do it out of metal. So I made this piece right here. So you can see I just like cut off this metal piece and like bend it into the right shape. For the moment it's looking pretty rough, how you can see. So I'm going to like grind away the edges and yeah, then also weld on some little screws to hold it onto the frame of the seat. So like it's not moving and it will be easier to make the seat. So let's do that and hope I will not make any mistakes. How you can see, the edges right here are still not quite the same on both sides. I'm just going to drill 2 holes right here to tighten up this base of the seat onto the frame. So yeah, it will be easier for me to grind away the edges. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so now that we have a clean base for our seat right there and the screws already installed, we are going to weld them on, because right now it's pretty easy to access the screws right there. But when there will be the seat over here and glued onto this part right there, we'll not be able to tighten up the screws right there. So I'm gonna do this real quick and then we will actually start by doing the seat. So you might ask, what's the color I choose for the seat? I'm gonna show you. So I choose some real leather, and how you can see, it's going to be this type of brown color. I should probably put it into black, but you will see I will make this color like match onto some other parts. But that's something for later on. Now let's start by making the seat. So the first step to make this seat is applying the foam onto the base. So I had to apply some neoprene glue onto the foam and then onto the seat, so they can both stick together. And then the last step was to cut the foam into the shape from the seat that I want. That part was pretty annoying because I had to cut it out with a cutter blade. So yeah, it wasn't the best tool. Alright, so now that the base for our seat is finished, the one right here, I can see, we'll now start to apply some leather onto the seat. To be able to do this clean, so we'll need to cut off a lot of leather parts that I'm going to sew together then, to make a clean seat that's going to keep its shape. So let's do that and hope it will look clean, because right now I can see the foam wasn't that clean. But I hope by applying the leather it will look way better. So let's do that. So to get the cleanest result, I decided to first cut off some paper patterns that I will then put onto the laser to cut off the leather into the right shape. So now I will actually need to cut off a bit more than what I actually need to like sew them together later on. But yeah, you will see it anyways. Let's do that. Alright, so now that we cut off every leather part that we needed, it's going to be time to sew them together. So yeah, I'm going to get my sewing machine and then let's do that. Alright, so yeah, right here's my sewing machine. So I will first try to sew these 2 leather pieces together to see how I'm doing. So let's try this and see if I can do this. I'll put these 2 leather parts together like this. And now let's actually try it. Oh. So it seems to work. Okay, I'm gonna put a lot of cable back there, like this. Now I'm gonna try this again. Alright, we finally found it, guys. We finally found a way. I can see here is like sawed and here also. It's holding pretty good. Ah, finally! Now let's finally start this. So, it took me like 2 hours yesterday to finish this seat. But it's finally finished. It's finally finished. I struggled a lot, but yeah, let's show you. So, how you can see from the inside, it's not looking that good. Let's turn it around and see inside how it's looking. Oh guys, it's actually looking pretty good. Let's see. I wanna put this onto the seat to see. Alright. It's not that bad. Alright, so yeah. Now I can see the seat is almost looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply some like rust protection and like paint onto the base so that it's not rusting. And then we can like put on the leather and rivet it with this rivet right there. So yeah, now let's first paint this part and then rivet it. Waiting onto the base of the seat to be dried, we are going to move on to the seat. What I mean with that is that I want actually to move on to the spring of the seat right here. So the spring is supposed to be here, I can see, wait. It's supposed to be here like that. I think like that the seat in this position is pretty ugly. I want it to be a bit like a little more like that. It's way cleaner and yeah, I prefer it. So we'll need to lower the spring, but that's not so easy. The first thing I wanted to do is like just cut it off and weld it onto the base right there. But the problem is we will not be able to remove this like little hood to access the gas tank, and that's pretty bad. And even to like unplug the electricity. So yeah, I can't weld it onto the base right there. So I'll probably need it to weld it onto the seat. Let's try to cut it off, make it lower and see how it's looking, and hope I won't do any mistakes. I can weld this on right here, I can make a point, and right there. Just the screw needs to fit, but yeah, that's good. Alright, so yeah, I just finished the weldings and they are looking pretty good. I'll still need to clean them and then it will be alright. Alright, so now that the frame of the seat is finished, we are going to move back to the seat right here. And we are going to install the leather right there. So yeah, let's do that and hope it will come out clean, because yeah, it wasn't pretty straight when I put it on just like that with the tape. So I hope by making some tension onto the leather, it will be way more cleaner. So let's see. The seat looks alright, but yeah, I'm not quite happy with it. I think I can do way better. Alright, so yeah, now I'm gonna try to do something way cleaner and see you right back when I'm finished with that and hope it will look better. Alright, so guys, I think I actually saved the seat. Now it's looking way cleaner, but I can promise you it's way cleaner. Oh man, that's looking good. Let's show you. I don't know if you can see it. Now there's like this little sewing on there and it's making it look way cleaner. You can see, okay, there's still this little band right there, but yeah, I still didn't install it on its final. I will still need to put like some tension onto the leather. But yeah, I can see the shape of the seat is looking way better. Alright, so now that the seat starts to look clean, let's even make it better. We are going to tighten the leather onto the seat base like. So yeah, I will take this rivet right there and yeah, like tighten the leather so it's looking better. So let's see if I can do this without damaging the leather. That will be pretty bad because I took a lot of time to make this seat, almost 4 or 5 hours. That's crazy, but yeah, anyways. So yeah, let's try to do it without damaging it. Alright guys, I just installed the seat and yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna just tie it up with the screws and then show you the result. You will see it's crazy. Alright, so yeah, now let's try the most important thing. Let's see if it's comfortable. Right? Okay. I mean, it's alright. I mean, pretty great, yeah. Alright, so yeah, I can see the seat is finished. So that's great because yeah, at first I thought it would be pretty ugly, but now I can see it's looking way better. So I'm even pretty happy with this result. It's really looking clean. So yeah, that's great. So now let's move on to the next part. Alright, so we are actually going to move back to the gas tank because we didn't like connect it to the engine for the moment. So let's do that. So I can see right there is my fuel pit cock and it will need to be linked into the carburetor that's there. So yeah, we'll need to do a fuel line that's going from there to there. And I'm going to unplug it from here with the hand. So let's do that and hope it will work. I hope when I'm putting some gas into the fuel tank, it will actually like go to the carburetor. Like that, and alright, it's supposed to go like this. Okay, then can unplug it like that. Alright, I will need a fuel line, so I will get one and yeah. Alright, so now I have a fuel hose. So, what will be the right length? Okay, it will need to be around this length right here. So then we'll put on the quick connector for the fuel. So cut it out in the middle like that, like this, and then put it onto there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it into hot water so it's easier to fit it on. So let's do that. Here I got the hot water, let's put it in. Alright, perfect. This back on, like that, and plug them both together, like that. Alright, so yeah, I can see now it's installed back there. See it back there, it's installed and connected with the carburetor. Alright, so yeah, great. Now the fuel tank is connected to the carburetor. At the end of the video, we'll try to drive it and see if the tank is actually working. Alright, so I think we are almost done with the rear body. There's one thing missing, and that's the air filter right there for the carburetor. I can see right now, carburetor is just like a hole and nothing protects it from like dirt going in and yeah, dust. So I bought a pretty cool air filter. It was pretty expensive, but I can promise you the look is worth it. Let's show you. So it's right here. It's that Malossi air filter. Let's show you, wait, I'm gonna show you. So it's that one. It's that air filter right here. And yeah, I think it's looking really cool, I can see. So yeah, I'm gonna show you onto the bike. Going to be like that, I can see. And yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So yeah, we are going to install that and also going to make a hole around here somewhere to have an access to the air filter and that the air can flow inside way easier. So yeah, let's do that and make it look clean, and I hope the result will be pretty cool. I can see I started drawing it right there. Oh. So yeah, I can see we're almost perfectly in the middle. So that's great. Alright, so I'm gonna drill this like that and hope it will turn out clean. Yo. Oh, we just like completely destroyed the drill bit. Oh, guys, I'm so dumb. I can just drill it from this side. Oh man, Alright, let's do that correctly. Alright, so to call the rear body finished, we are going to do two last things. That's going to be to like grind away a bit the edges right there. I don't know if you can see it, but the edges are looking off a bit, pretty ugly. And the second thing is I'm going to close the hole right there. So I'm going to like close it by welding it and then grinding it away. Let's do that so that the rear body is finally finished. So yeah, I can see now that's looking really clean. I can see it's not going off right there on the side. It's just the top right here, but it's going to be glued like this. Wait, you see like this, it's going to be glued, so it's going to be alright. And yeah, it's looking pretty clean now, I can see, also from the top. Alright, so now we are going to move on to the next part. And that's going to be the part right there, I can see. So we are going to add the missing parts right here and right there. And we are also going to finish the glove box right here. Install it like and close the holes and put on like something to close it and lock it so it's not opening itself. And yeah, do some details. So let's do that and hope it will turn out pretty clean. Alright, so let's start by adding the part that's missing here. Part is this one, I can see. And it's just supposed to go right here. And I close it just to access like the name right there. But the problem is, I can see it's not fitting because of the kill switch I can see right here. Pretty easy. I'm just going to take this and cut it off and move it a bit on the side so that it's not like going onto this part because that's bad. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to like completely close this because yeah, I don't care about the name on, but I don't want to see this right there because I think that's pretty ugly. So yeah, it's just going to be closed with a little screw right there, and the name on will need to be accessed by taking off this part. So yeah, let's do that and hope it will turn out clean. Alright, so yeah, it took me a lot of time to finish this part, but now I can see it's finally finished. It's not looking perfect, but it's not that bad because in the next video where I'm going to paint this entire scooter, there's going to be some filler over it. So I think that's going to hide the mistakes I made. So yeah, for the moment, it's alright. So now we are going to install a little screw right here to close it because yeah, right now it's just falling out. So let's do this real quick. Alright, so yeah, I just installed the part and I think it's looking alright. Because right now you might say it's looking pretty ugly, but I promise you in the color that this screw will be, it will look pretty good. But yeah, this you will see it in the next video. Alright, so yeah, now that this part is finished, let's move on to install the speed meter right here and change these ugly screws. So let's do this real quick and yeah, then move on to the glove box. So now that the dashboard is finished and looking pretty clean, we are going to move on to the glove box. Because yeah, right now I can see glove box is like flying everywhere. So the first step to finish this glove box will be to close the little holes at the bottom and at the front. Because yeah, I don't want them no more and I want this glove box to look pretty clean. So let's do that first, and then we will install the glove box onto the bike so that it's holding and be easy to open. So let's do that and hope it will look clean, because yeah, that's a big part that's pretty easy to see on the bike, so it needs to look clean. Alright, so yeah, now that the glove box is finished from the exterior, there are no more holes, I can see. Now we can finally move on to the charnier, because yeah, we'll need to do a charnier that the glove box is like opening and closing without falling off. So yeah, I can see right there and right there is already something to put on a charnier. That means we will just need to do a part that's going to go in the middle right here, and then just put like a little metal part through the parts right there and a new one, and then the glove box will be able to open and close pretty easy. So yeah, let's try to do this and hope it will be clean. So we'll need the part to be at 5.5 on every side. That means alright, so yeah, I can see I just welded the charniers onto the glove box, and yeah, it seems pretty straight and aligned, so that's great. Alright, so now we are going to try to fit it onto the bike to see if everything works and if the glove box is finally finished. I'll take that, and I actually hope it's fitting. That will be pretty annoying if it's not fitting. Let's see. So, alright guys, oh man, oh I'm good, oh, that's perfectly in the middle. Oh guys, oh yes. Let's see, and now if it's closing like that, and it's also perfectly in the middle. Oh guys, we did it. Okay, great. Alright, so yeah, I can see now the part is ready to be installed. So I found this little metal piece, so we are going to slide it in to hold the charnier correctly. So let's do that and hope it will work. And it actually slided in perfectly. Alright guys, we did it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, it's not perfectly holding, but it's completely alright. Alright, so guys, it's finally working. The glove box is now finally functional. I can see, I can close it and open it without the part going off. So yeah, that's great. That's actually great. Okay, so now the next step will be to make something to hold it like closed, because right now it's just opening itself and like, yeah, falling down. So yeah, right before I'll talk with you about the seat. That's, oh wait, 2 seconds. When I choose the color of the seat right here, I didn't know the color of the scooter. Now I know the color, and I know it's not going to match perfectly with the seat. So to fix that problem, that like looking problem and design problem, I decided to make the color of this leather match with some other parts. And that other part's going to be right here onto this glove box. There's going to be a little leather piece right there just to hold the like glove box closed. And I think that's going to look pretty cool. We are going to make it look like a belt, you know. You know, when the hood from the cars were like hold it with some belts, I'm going to do the same for the glove box and the front hood right there. So yeah, now we'll make the first one for this glove box. So let's try to do this and hope it will look clean. Alright, so to make the belt hold onto the bike, I bought this parts. So the leather is going to go around, through here and around there to like hold it close, and you know that's going to be to hold it onto the bike. So I think that's looking pretty cool, I can see. If I'm like putting the part right there with some leather, I think that's going to look pretty cool. It's also going to be at the front, at some parts right there and right there. And then there's going to be this right here to close the belt. So now the first step will be to install these parts onto the bike. This over it, like this, then just take that, like that. Alright, great. Okay, looking better. Okay, like that. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so guys, I think that part is looking pretty cool. I think that's really matching the shape of the scooter and like the look. It's actually matching the design. I pretty like that part. So tell me in the comments what you think about that part, if you think that's matching actually the design, and what you think about my first like belt that I made right here. Now we are going to move on to the front body, but like actually the front body. Onto the front body it's going to be pretty easy. I want to remove the holes right there. I don't want them no more. I just want like a flat and smooth surface right here and body. And right here it's going to be the same on the holes right here, I can see. I don't want these holes anymore at the front right here also. I'm going to close all of these holes right there. And yeah, so we are going to first do this and then we are going to move on to something else, like doing the belts from the front hood. Alright, so let's do that and hope I won't bend the entire body by trying to close the holes with the welding. Alright, so yeah, I can see now the weldings are done and they are looking pretty clean. So, I'm gonna grind them away and see you right back when I'm finished with that. Alright, so yeah, it took me a lot of time to do this. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. It was a long task, but I can promise you that the result is pretty clean. Alright, let's show you. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take off the front body. Because if I'm welding it like that, there's the risk that I'm like touching some electrical back there or some cables for the brakes and things like that. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so now I'm going to put back on this front body onto the bike. So let's do that. I was thinking about how I'm going to make like the little belts right here. But then I was like, that's going to be a bit too much. Because if there is the belt right there, you see this belt, and then a big belt right here and right there, that will be a bit too much, I think. So I found another idea. So I can access the hood from behind right here. I can see here. I can access the hood right there. So what I thought is I'm going to like weld on some screws onto this hood right here. I'm going to weld on some little screws right here and right there. And then there will be these little nuts from the bottom like, and I'm going to screw them in from the bottom to hold the hood. So yeah, I'm going to do this and see how it's looking. So yeah, let's do that real quick. Alright, so yeah, now the threads are finished, I can see. Yeah, I can see now it's fitting on. Alright, so now let's drill the holes right there to fit on this hood. I just finished installing it. I can see the hood right here is not moving anymore, so that's great. And it's pretty good aligned on this side right here and right there. Alright, so guys, I think we can call this finished. I mean, I done all the details. I think now it's really ready to be painted. 2 years of building it and now it's in its final shape. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to see. Alright, so now the last thing will be trying to drive this. So let's see if it drives with all the details and how it's looking. So yeah guys, I think we can call this now finished and ready for the car show. So there are still things to do, like I said I will glue this part right there, but I didn't because yeah, I will glue this and also the part at the front right here when I'm painting the bike, because I'm going to paint it and then glue it inside. It's way easier. I'm going to do it like this. Alright, so you might want to subscribe because yeah, in the next video we are going to paint the bike, but I'm not going to be alone. There are going to be someone, but that's something for the next episode. And then also the video after that, the big reveal for my next project. And I promise you, you don't want to miss this. It's really something way bigger than this scooter. And yeah, how I said it, if I hit 1000 subscribers before the car meet, I'm going to show you the entire car show with me and show you the reaction from the people. So yeah, you might want to subscribe, and yeah, hope I see you soon, guys.